What's up, everyone? I am going to be talking about some April pickups, and honestly there weren't too many. For some reason, either I just didn't pick up enough stuff, or stuff was kind of towards the honestly the beginning of May, so like I didn't pick up much that month. I've got a bunch of games here that I'm going to talk about, and I'll put some games in order to where it's somewhat interesting. This is definitely going to be a much shorter video than the normal pickup videos, but it just happens because I didn't pick up much this month, so I'm gonna go ahead and get into it. So since I don't have very many things to talk about, I'm gonna try to get some different angles and talk a little bit more about each one of these games than I normally would, just that way you guys aren't watching me talk about a few games and then the videos being over. So let's talk about the first game, and that is Celebrity Deathmatch on the Xbox. Now this was an MTV game that came out basically after they made a TV show about it, which the TV show was absolutely incredibly over the top, incredibly ridiculous, and it was claymation, which kind of made it even more out there, and it was very funny, very weird, and honestly I didn't expect it, but they made an Xbox game about it. And I'm looking on the back here, it's got Mr. T in this game, Anna Nicole Smith, Marilyn Manson, Busta Rhymes, Carrot Top, Dennis Rodman, Tommy Lee, and a bunch more. It says on the back here it's got 15 Hollywood stars, so that's kind of hilarious. Like, you don't see many games that make fun or include celebrities. So Celebrity Deathmatch is a funny, ridiculous game. Okay, so the next game that I picked up actually looks kind of fun, but it also looks very ridiculous as well. And that is Shrek Smash and Crash Racing. That is a hard thing to say. You guys could probably try to say that 5 times fast and you will be tongue-tied. But this thing looks absolutely fun. It looks ridiculous. I haven't had the chance to play it yet, but on the back here, it looks like you can play as some weird animals that you race on. Basically, think of like a Mario Kart ripoff. I don't know what else to call it, but I'm calling it a Mario Kart ripoff. On the back here, it shows you riding a bull or a bear or a horse, or maybe like a green ogre that's made out of like a shrub or something like that. It looks totally wild on the back, but this game looks incredibly fun and I cannot wait to play this. I picked this up with a friend because honestly, he was like, you need to talk about Shrek games, and I was telling him about a channel that actually talks about them, but he was like, you need to pick this up. It looks interesting, looks fun, and it was relatively cheap, so I could not pass on it, and I am very excited to play it on my PlayStation 2. So I have talked about this next game just a little bit, and it is called Fanta Vision. Now this is a shooter that looks cool and it has visually appealing graphics to me. However, the key reason I picked this up is because there's actually a YouTube channel called Fanta Vision that I watch regularly. He does a cool podcast, does some cool things about like GameStop and working for GameStop and working for Walmart and stuff like that. And that is a big reason why I even heard about this, was because he was like, yo, that is why my channel is named this. So I thought this is very cool. I saw it and I picked it up because it was like $5 if I remember correctly. And it looks fun. It looks like a cool little shooter with some cool graphics. And honestly, I mean, it's a shooter on the PlayStation 2 that was cheap, so I couldn't pass it up. So the next game is a Master System game, which I never see in my area, honestly. Most of the Master System games that I have are either generic sports games or games that I picked up online. However, this wasn't a game I picked up online. It was a game I picked up in store for $3, and it has its case and the manual. But it is a generic sports game called Great Baseball. Honestly, I never see Master System games, so when I can find them, and even find them for cheap, I definitely go out and pick them up. Honestly, it looks like a pretty basic baseball game, which is nothing out of the ordinary, honestly, for a Master System sports game. But I figured for $3, I could add this to my Master Collection game game collection and have at least one more game for my Master System. Okay, so this next thing is technically not a game, but I did pick it up over the month and I thought it was really cool, and that is this Pokemon Game Boy Color bag thing. It's very cool. It's got a slot right here that you slide your Game Boy in. It has a slot up here for games. On the back here, it's got more game storage, and then I guess you could put something in there. I mean, it's not really much to go on, but it looked really cool, and it was a Pokemon themed one. I think I could clean it up and it won't look too bad. I have one of these that's like lime green, so I figured why not pick this bad boy up. And as you can see, yes, it was only $5, so that is really cool. But it looks really awesome, and for $5 I just had to pick it up and I couldn't pass on it. The next thing was also not game related, which is kind of funny. That is the Super Mario History soundtrack, which came with Super Mario the 25th edition anniversary thing on the Wii. Oh, Super Mario All-Stars on the Wii. This is a cool soundtrack. I love it. It has all kinds of game soundtracks, all the way from like Super Mario Bros, Mario Bros 2, 3, Super Mario World, 64, Sunshine, New Super Mario Bros, Super Mario Galaxy, Super Mario Bros Wii, Mario Galaxy 2. It just has a ton of awesome games on it, and you get the awesome soundtracks from those games. So I saw this, and I want to say this was only $3, so I picked it up and couldn't pass on it. And last but not least is a game that I have been wanting to pick up for a while now, and I figured I saw it, I couldn't pass it up, and it looks totally legitimately great, and that is Godzilla Destroy All Monsters. This game looks great, looks like it's going to be a ton of fun. You basically, Destroy All Monsters Melee. I always forget that, but I was looking on the back and I remembered it. This was when Super Smash Bros. Melee came out on the GameCube, obviously, and this kind of is something to kind of harken to that. It is a fighter, but Godzilla, and honestly, it looks ridiculous. I haven't got to play it yet, but this game has been on my bucket list of games to pick up, so I picked it up, and I am extremely happy to have picked this up. Now, I will say that it looks fun, but it does have a little water damage, and the case honestly is broken. If you can see that, let's see, look at that, it's broken. So I'll replace that, but it was complete, so I'm happy about that. So overall, I'm very happy I picked this up. Okay, so those were all my pickups of the month of April, and honestly, the month of April turned out to be okay. Like, it wasn't anything over the top where I had a big, huge layout, but I did get some good games that I wanted, and honestly, I picked up some more games, but I didn't end up keeping them in my collection, so I didn't even bother including them in this video. I picked up some Pokemon games that just weren't games that I was going to keep, obviously, because I already have them. I picked those up to resell, and some games, if you've noticed, I picked up some Pokemon games recently. Those were actually in May, so I won't even include those in this video either. So if you're seeing stuff and you're like, hey, you forgot this game, or you forgot this, it's probably because either I got it in a different month, or I did not actually keep it myself. I included it and sold it. So with that being said, I want to say thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Make sure you hit that bell notification because it'll let you know when I post more videos. And before you go, make sure you have a good day.